And then the other factor is going to be shipping too. Shipping is very expensive now. So to ship something locally, I might pay as low as $300 to have a whole truckload moved here. To get something from California, which isn't that far away from Phoenix, I might pay $2,000, depending on who I can use to broker it and stuff like that.
Interesting. So, and then real quick, the unmanifested is usually just a flat price, and they're just kind of like, you know,
It's sold for
10 grand for
it
the
sold for
truck.
10 grand last week. It's going to sell 10 grand for
Yeah,
next week. Oh, no one wants
so,
it for 10 grand. How about
and
950? How
yeah,
about nine? All
whatever.
right, and they'll
Cool.
just keep going up and down depending on supply and demand.
So this whole buying truckloads, I noticed, got pretty popular about 10 years ago, or at least started getting some
Mm,
traction in popularity about 10 years ago. Now, another crazy trend happened, right? So all these big box retailers, manufacturers, doesn't matter. They started
mm,
just, loading up their returns on their truck and either using brokers or themselves and finding buyers for entire truckloads. Those truckloads typically have what, 24 pallets on a truck,
yeah, 24, 26.
packed. And then sometimes they'll even be double stacked in the truck if they're
Mm,
not tall pallets, and you might get 48 pallets on the truck. The next question becomes like, what the hell do you do with an entire semi truck full of returned items,
yeah.
right? And especially if it's like a bunch of variety.
Mm,
Like a lot of people, I noticed this other trend, and it's called, or they kind of dubbed it, liquidation pallets.
mm,
And I've seen it all over the internet where it's like liquidation pallets. And so basically what these guys were doing was they buy this semi truckload
mm,
of 24 or 48 pallets or whatnot. And then when they got it, they didn't know what to do with it. So then they just decided to sell everything by the pallet. So if I buy this truckload at, let's say, I don't know, let's do some quick math, 10 grand for the truckload,
mm,
right? And there's 24 pallets on there, and I sell every single pallet for 500 bucks. That's what, 12 grand?
mm.
And so 12 grand, I paid 10,
Me too.
I made 2 grand
Mm.
just for selling 24 pallets. And maybe they paid 8 grand for the truck and sold it for 12 grand.